Donald Trump just posted something comparing himself to a religious figure. And it tells you everything about our politics right now. Literally everything. Okay? Everything. So, yes, on Monday, or guess Sunday night, Donald Trump posted a picture on Truth Social of him sort of like healing people. And it literally, like, he had like little spark fiery things in his hand. And it really looked like Jesus. I mean, let's just call it what it is. He posted a picture of himself where he superimposed his face over the face of Jesus Christ. Yep. And sort of put it out there on Truth Social. Now, this is not the first time the president has done this. During the No Kings March last month, the president posted a picture of himself as a king floating above the protesters. This time around, though, it didn't go as well as Donald Trump thought it would. Not even remotely. Because people, some of your friends, as the president likes to say, called him out. Riley Gaines, the athlete who's not the biggest fan of trans folks, sort of says that he was sort of trying to be God. I mean, there's verses in the Bible that talk about like not trying to make yourself a false idol. But the president, hey, he thinks he's a false idol. Of course, this thing goes viral. This also happens. This photo gets posted while the president is in a feud with Pope Leo, the new pope, the first American pope from Chicago, likes to wear a Cubs hat. First pope where English is their native tongue, sort of comes out and calls out the president and calls out the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, for how they're sort of twisting and churning and sort of bending, literally backbending, to make the Bible work and religion work for their preemptive war with Iran. And the Pope goes out there and says, hey, look, let me just call a spade a spade. I serve a God of peace, and God believes in peace, and we should be peacemakers, not war makers. The president goes on Truth Social, condemns the Pope, says the Pope believes in high crime. The Pope believes that Iran should have a nuclear weapon. He just goes off the deep end, right? Because all the Pope says is, hey, look, I want peace, and I feel like y'all are creating war. Y'all are killing innocent people, and there is a way to get to Iran not having a nuclear weapon without bombs and war. And the Pope is right. To be very clear here, Iran was minding its business. Was Iran developing enriched uranium? Sure. But was the Straits of Hormuz open prior to this Iranian war? It was. Was Iran minding its business prior to this thing? It was. Were they bombing their Gulf allies before? They weren't. So you created a crisis, and then you're using the Bible to defend it. Now you're posting pictures of yourself looking like Jesus, and people are starting to ask questions. Major ones, even your friends. Now, Trump has always blurred the line between politics, media, and spectacle. To be honest, the Republican Party has always blurred the line between politics and how they talk about Christianity. It's been this very hell. They haven't even blurred line. They've just walked across the line. Right? They've sort of said this is religious and this isn't religious, and if you do this, you're of God, and if you do this, you aren't of God. They've played this game a lot, and we can go down the number of issues in which they've chosen to play this game, whether it's abortion, whether it's LGBTQIA rights, whether it's civil rights. They've used this, the conservative movement has used religion as their little dance on how they play it. And the goal is an agreement, to be honest with you. In the case of the president, though, the goal is attention. He knows that this will spark attention, and in a way, he knows this will distract from the fact that Iran has him and his administration in a corner, right? This picture gets posted just hours after J.D. Vance, Jared Kushner, and Steve Witkoff, his, the Three Stooges, right, go to Pakistan to try to negotiate with the Iranians. The first time America and Iran have sat across the table from each other, sat across the table from each other in 47 years, and they walk out with no deal. So there's no deal. There's no way right now to get us out of this preemptive war that we put ourselves in, America. And to distract from that, Donald Trump has called himself and put up a picture of himself saying that he's Jesus. Here's the lesson, students. In today's politics, attention is power. And if I could tell you to look over there and not look over at all my blundering failures, maybe, just maybe you'll do it. Maybe, just maybe the outrage will drive engagement. Engagement will drive visibility. Visibility will drive influence. And all of this will take away attention from the fact that I don't have my shit together on Iran. And your gas prices are getting ready to go to the roof as a result of that. But hey, I'm Richard Fowler. And once again, I'm just keeping them honest.